Well, good morning, everyone. How is you? How you doing? Hope you're having a good start to your day. See the sign back there about coffee? Did you have your vitamin C this morning? The real vitamin C. Bruno, good morning. Nice to have you on with us this morning. Rosalinda from Niagara Falls. Alicia, good morning. John, Elgin, Illinois. Grace, good morning. And Kevin, Oshawa, Sue, how are you? Nativity, Regina, Anne, how are you? St. Catharines, Mary, Wendy, Markham, how are you? Jerry, Nouveau Brunswick, Karen, how are you? Linda from Pennsylvania, Nick from our staff, Dimple, how are you? Pam, good morning. Say hello to Richard. Sue from Sue's from Manitoulin Island. Beautiful. Mary, how are you? Frida, good morning. Brahim, Portland, Oregon. Tammy, Ashley, Reem, good morning. Chantal, Ottawa. Francis Marie, Mary, how are you? Robin, Connecticut. John and Linda, Fran, Orangeville, hot. Yes, you know what? Even in Sudbury, we have got a beautiful day here. Pauline, Jimmy, Bonita Springs, Florida. Good morning, Susan, Sherry, Mississauga, Fran. Good morning, Dave, Nellie. You know that you guys have become great friends. Doris, Iguette, bonjour, Lori. We appreciate you guys. Diane from LaSalle, near Windsor. Darlene, good morning. Robin. Okay, a few more. Lori, Niagara Falls. Cindy. I know I missed so many. That's what I always feel bad about. Marie, Carol Ann, Newfoundland. Donna, Newfoundland. Always well represented. Linda is listening. I love it. Zian, bonjour. And Jean, Sandra, Lenora. Okay. Crystal. Francis Marie says we love when you sing. Brenda. New Brunswick. April. You guys are wonderful. Okay, let's get going. Fraulein, how are you? Lila. Okay. I am going to do probably over the next couple of sessions. Of course, tomorrow is question and answer Friday. So that's a little bit different. But I just sort of been doing what I call tips. And I've sort of put them in little sentences that, give you my philosophy, the way I think. And let me just give you one of them, and then we'll start with that. And then these are sort of called Dr. Martin's tips. Okay? That's what I'm calling them. How's that? Dr. Martin's tips. Just, it's a lot of this will be repetition for you. But let me give you the first one. Eating protein first. Eating protein first will prevent you from overeating. Okay? So that's tip. And these are not going in any order. I just wrote a pile of tips. Eating protein first will prevent you from overeating. That's important, isn't it? That's why the vast majority of people, they start their day the wrong way. They put the wrong fuel in their body, and they wonder why they're always hungry. Protein is king of the castle, and carbs are the dirty rascal. Oh, that could have been a tip. I like that. Protein is the king of the castle, and carbs is the dirty rascal. You remember that when you were a kid? Saying that? I remember saying that to a guy that was a lot bigger than me when I was a little guy. And believe you me, I never said it again. I'm the king of the castle and you're the dirty rascal. Well, that didn't end well for me. But if you want to start your day. Start your day. Somebody asked on the, and this is how twisted nutrition has become. Because somebody asked yesterday, twice I saw it, is bacon part of the reset? I hope so. No, but seriously, right? Because bacon has got such a bad rap that people think it's like, it's not really food. Well, it's excellent food. It's full of fat. It's full of protein. It's got no carbohydrate. Bacon's good. Bacon has the same oil that olive oil has. Olive oil, bacon, oleic acid. Is oleic acid good? Excellent. Wonderful oil. I like bacon better than olive oil, okay? Because olive oil doesn't give you protein. It'll give you fat, oleic acid, but it's not going to give you protein. Bacon gives you protein. Eating protein first will prevent you from overeating. Tip number 1. Start your day, guys, with the right fuel. It makes such an enormous difference. I feel sorry for kids who have been brainwashed and their parents have been brainwashed to feed them a heavy carb breakfast, cereal, flavored yogurts. Even people that start their day with fruit. A lot of people start their day with fruit. A banana. I tell them, don't do that. Don't start your day with a banana. Well, Doc, I need my potassium. Well, have bacon. You got potassium in bacon. Do you know that? Yeah. Sausages? Yeah. Eggs? I had a breakfast of champions this morning. Started my day with a very, very high protein. And vitamin C, of course. Coffee. The real vitamin C. That's a tip. I wrote a pile of them back. Okay. That was tip number 1. Okay? Eating protein first will prevent you from overeating. Tip number 2, and like I said, not necessarily in order of importance. I just want to give you tips that you can get your get your mind around. Simple. KISS. You know me, the KISS method of teaching. Keep it simple, stupid, because I'm stupid. I want everybody to understand. I am not aiming at doctors. I don't aim these podcasts at, I don't want to get into weeds to try and impress people. I want people to be able to grab a hold of these tips and these studies that I bring so that you can unpack them yourself. And, like I've told you, have I told you lately how smart you are? Like I said, I can't get over it. Okay? Now here's a tip. Your habits, okay? I hope you like the way I sort of put this together. Your habits or your hormones make you fat. Not your fat gene. Somebody told me that the other day. Well, I got genetics for being fat. Okay. I got genetics. See this face here? I got very bad genetics for diabetes. I'm 70 years old. I'm not a diabetic. Okay? I'm not. And I don't want to be. So your genetics, you might have a gene that makes you, more susceptible, let's put it that way, to being fat compared to someone else. Right? Some people always used to tell me, Doc, I just look at food and I gain weight. Well, if you just look at food and gain weight, that isn't your fat gene. That's your hormones. Okay? If it's either habits or another H, hormones. I'm going to tell you something. 90%. Maybe a little lower than that. Let's go to 80. 80% of the population eat wrong. It's actually 88%. That's metabolic syndrome. But what is metabolic syndrome? Metabolic syndrome is food. It's food. It's not anything else. It's food. And it's the wrong food. And it gives you insulin resistance. And remember insulin. It is a growth hormone. It is a fat stimulator. Nothing will make you more fat than insulin, because insulin's job primarily is to take sugar out of your bloodstream and store it as fat. It loves to store fat. So it's food, but could be hormones too, even though insulin's a hormone. Could be other things. We talked about that all week. Your thyroid, your adrenals, your ovaries. Now men, okay? Men are from Mars, or was it? I can't remember. We're different. If you are heavy, you are fat, it's food. 100%. Because you're not complicated. That's why it drives women crazy on the reset when they see their husbands losing weight. They're eating the same food. And hubby is losing weight. And sweetie pie is not. And it's frustrating. But you have to understand, The reset is the best thing you can do because it's tackling the issues. It's getting through all the fluff and it's hitting directly at the problem. The problem that you want to fix primarily is insulin. Because if you fix insulin resistance, your hormones will get better. They will. You can't fix your hormones, ladies, without fixing insulin. You have to fix insulin too. Now, there's other things. You gotta, stimulate your thyroid and blah, blah, blah. If you got estrogen dominance, and that will affect your thyroid gland, and you got stress and adrenals and blah, 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 all those categories in what we call, the metabolic storm. Well, you got to fix that, but you won't fix it without fixing insulin. Insulin. It's a fat storing hormone. It's a growth hormone. Serial killers. 2 hormones that want you dead. Remember that book? Is it behind me somewhere? Somewhere up there. I don't even know if I have a copy of that anymore. Anyway. Serial killers, 2 hormones that want you dead. It was a big seller. What were the 2 hormones? Insulin and cortisol. How many years ago was that now? It's got to be over 10 that I wrote that book. Okay? Vitamin E. This is 3. Okay, and again, I'm not going to spend the whole podcast on these tips. Vitamin E. Exercise. The true vitamin E. You know how we've done that at the Martin Clinic. We changed the alphabet around when it comes to the vitamins, okay? Vitamin A is vitamin A. Vitamin B is, I know there's a whole pile of vitamin Bs, but you know me, I'm big on, when I talk about vitamin B, I talk about B12. Vitamin C is coffee. Okay? It's not the other one. It's not ascorbic acid. The world loves ascorbic acid. I love coffee. And I believe coffee, and I know coffee's better for you because it has vitamin C. Plus 1,000 phytonutrients. Here's the third one. Exercise, vitamin E, is a well-documented antidepressant. Every physician should be prescribing vitamin E. Every physician. Because in terms of, if you look at research, this is incredible. It's a nugget in medicine that they don't use, especially when it comes to mental health. I'm telling you, this is just me, okay? And I think I'm right. If government was smart, and they're usually not, but if they really were really interested in people's health, they spend all of our money, government, it's our money, they spend it on treatment. Isn't that true? They spend almost 95 to 99% of every budget, federal, provincial, state, What do? Wait till you get sick and let's try and fix it. Right? And the pharmaceutical companies are very much giving government high fives. Do what we tell you, and we'll help you with money. Follow the money, guys. But isn't it true? Like in Ontario here, there's an election coming, and they're talking about healthcare. It's a big thing. People are interested in healthcare. But it's not healthcare they're talking about. It's disease care. Right? And they don't talk about prevention through this whole virus thing. You guys know I was screaming blue murder from the start, and here we are today, 2 years out and plus. I'm still screaming. We'll always have viruses. We're going to have one virus and one strain after another strain. We live on planet Earth. You can't even live without bacteria or viruses. Do you think there's not another pandemic coming? All I'm saying is this. Would we please at least, to some extent, talk about prevention? Talk about the immune system. Now, I got way off on this little tip, but one of the best things you can do is exercise. And study after study after study that get, I don't know, they must be thrown in the waste paper basket, shows that exercise, vitamin E, is better than any pill you can take in terms of an antidepressant. It should be a prescription. You're depressed, you go to the doctor, I'm going to give you a prescription. And you're going to get a free month at the gym or whatever. No, but seriously, if they really, really were interested in prevention instead of medication, and don't get me started on antidepressants that were meant, I was there. That's how old I am. When they came out with antidepressants, Prozac, and others, they were meant to be temporary, to just get you through a terrible time in your life. And I know a lot of people suffer from depression. I understand it. But if they would look at it holistically, look, it's almost like we've done this now for 50 years. Maybe we should try something else. Instead of trying to turn you into a zombie, maybe we should try something else. Why don't we use the best of both worlds? Nutrition with depression and severe anxiety. Problem is, once they get really depressed, it's hard to get them to motivate to do anything. I know all that. Exercise is a well-documented antidepressant. Vitamin E. Vitamin E. Here's another tip. I got 20 of them. What are we at number 4? Whatever. Oh, I'm terrible. Listen to this one, okay? See if you like it. Most of the time, you're not hungry, you're thirsty. Most of the time, you're not hungry, but you're thirsty. You're dehydrated. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a little light on top of our head that would, shine or blink, flash? You're thirsty. You need water. Add water. Add water. Vitamin W on the Martin Clinic. I saw one of my old patients the other day. She was picking up water. So was I. Okay? And I said, oh, you're getting your vitamin W. She remembered that was a vitamin. It's one of the greatest vitamins is water. Yep. Isn't it crazy we live in a world where most people are dehydrated and they don't even know it? They don't even know it. You're like the planet Earth, okay? You know what I learned in school? Even as a kid? I learned about planet Earth. And I didn't know this, but when I, geography or whatever class it was, I majored in recess, okay? So I wasn't always listening. But I did find this out, that the planet that we live on, okay? You and I live on planet Earth, I think, right? It's water. 70 to 75% of the planet is water. And you know what? When you go to school to become a doctor, you know what you learn? Your body is made up of water, like planet Earth. 70 to 75% of your body is water. You got 60,000 miles of blood vessels. The Bible says that the life of your body is in your blood. Oh, okay. We don't think about blood very much unless we're bleeding. I'm bleeding. Ooh, blood. Eee. But you can't live without your blood because your blood is the river of life. It's a river. And blood is made up of mostly water. And it carries all your oxygen. It carries all your nutrients. But you better get that river flowing. Most people, it's stagnant. Do you know what I mean by that? Your heart, you know how hard you're making your heart work when you're dehydrated? Your pump, that's what your heart is. Your heart's a big muscle, by the way. I always tell people, why I don't like statin drugs. To lower your cholesterol, even though the number one selling drug of all time is a drug called Lipitor. Ooh. Based on bad science. Not even going to get into the cholesterol argument. But you know what it affects? The muscle of your heart. Even on television, they'll tell you, you need CoQ10. Why? Because statin drugs kill your CoQ10. What's that? It makes your mitochondria in your muscles work. The battery packs in your muscles. And your heart's a big muscle. But you know what? Coming back to my tip, you know what will overwork your heart more than anything else? When you're dehydrated and the river of life has to be pushed from your brain to your toes. Blood brings you life. And blood needs water. It don't need juice. It don't need juice. I was at Costco the other day, okay? You have to be with me, okay? I'm not a pleasant guy when I'm at Costco when I see what people got in their baskets. I shouldn't be so judgmental. I don't mean to be. There was a guy in front of me, and he had 4 bottles. Big, you know, Costco, everything's big at Costco, okay? From peanut butter to anything. It all comes in big. Okay? Anyway, he had 4, huge bottles of orange juice. And I had to restrain myself from, tapping him on the shoulder and saying, "Don't do it! Don't do it!" He hadn't put him through the cash yet. I was going to say, "Don't do it! What are you bringing home? The worst thing you can do is drink sugar. God never wanted you to drink fruit. He wanted you to eat fruit." There's 2 things you need to drink in your life, okay? Water and coffee. I have a tip on coffee. I'll get to it. The book of tips. Water. Okay? Water. It is so important. Okay? You're not hungry. Most of the time you're not hungry. You're thirsty. And it's the way your body reflex works. And you need to train yourself to understand that difference. When you're not really hungry, you're thirsty. If people would just drink 2 liters, the sweet spot. You know what I call my sweet spots? The sweet spot for water, and this comes, on May the 11th, I talked to you about it. It was my 48th year. I'm so old. Since graduating with my first degree. It was 48 years. Okay? 46 years in practice. Seeing patients. You're not hungry. You're thirsty. You need water. The sweet spot is 2 liters. That's how I came to it. After 46 years of seeing real people. And actually, okay, remember this now. It's really important. Actually looking at blood, analyzing blood, checking the blood's viscosity. A lot of people walk around, they have no idea they have molasses for blood. And they don't know it. No, Dr. Martin, I'm not thirsty. Why would I drink water? I don't like water. I hate water. I like juice. Well, juice, not water. I know there's water in it. There's water in your coffee, for heaven's sakes. I want you to drink water and coffee. Okay, for a couple of you, only a few of you. I feel very sorry for you because you like tea better than coffee. Ooh, why would you like that? Anyway, I give you your tea, okay? You can have tea and water. Coffee's much better than tea, but that's all right. We understand. You don't like it. I feel sorry for you. 2 liters, my American friends. That's 64 ounces a day. It's the sweet spot of water. And if you do that, you'll take vitamin W. It is unbelievable the changes that I saw in my practice when people were dehydrated. They didn't know it. They came into the office, and within about 3 weeks, they realized I was right about them. And I told most people, not everyone, but most people that were dehydrated, I said, your symptoms from headaches to muscle pain to hunger and blah, blah, blah will get better or completely go away when you've developed the habit of drinking 64 ounces of water or 2 liters of water a day. I said, do it. Trust me. You got to trust someone. I said, you came to see me. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You are severely dehydrated. That is going to take years off your life because it will give you either a heart attack or some form like bowel cancer, whatever. You need water for things to work. You need water for your nutrient delivery because your blood needs to flow. And it'll flow. But it's not going to flow, not if it's molasses. And most men, I blame men a lot because I'm hard on men. You know why? Because I'm a man. I know what I'm like. Men are stubborn. Don't say that I said that to my wife, okay? Men are stubborn. I'm a doctor. I have 17 coffees a day. Isn't that enough for me to have water in that? Coffee's good, but not 17. Tips for the day. we have a lot of men on the program, and I'm tough on men. Because women are a lot smarter than we are, okay? And if a man is smart, he'll admit that. You guys are great. Okay, tomorrow is question and answer. I only got 16 more tips for you. Guys, we love you dearly. You know that, eh? Okay. Friday, tomorrow, question and answer. Not too late. Get your questions. Don't ask me how to send them. Ask the staff. Okay, I don't know how they get to me, but they get to me every week. Okay, that's always a popular program, so stay tuned tomorrow. Tell your friends. Guys, this is all word of mouth. You know that, eh? This is word of mouth. This particular program, by the end of today, we'll have over 10,000 views. That's you guys doing that. I'm not doing that. You're doing it. Okay? It's our community. They share it. And this summer, I'm told, we're going to hit 1 million downloads. We're at probably 5 million views of the Facebook live. We're going to hit 1 million downloads on our podcast, the Doctor Is In podcast. Now, guys, that's you guys doing that. That's you guys doing that. Okay? Having fun? You guys have a great day. And we'll talk to you soon. We love you.